I just couldn't resist. I was too excited about the idea of a carbon fibre plate in a trail shoe, as I'm a big fan of the Next Percent by Nike. So here we go. I picked one up. Now, let's have a look. The NORTHFACE Flight VECTIV. It's a new series of trail shoes. And this one here is the top of the range. This is their Flight VECTIV. I'm very intrigued. A little bit scared, a little bit nervous, because obviously I've been kind of sticking with Ultra for the last 4 or 5 months. But I was always a fan. I'm a big fan of the Nike trail lineup as well, the Terra Kyger and the Wild Horse. So I'm going to be very intrigued to see how this little bad boy fits and feels. There's a 25 mil of stack in the heel and 19 in the forefoot. So there's a 6 mil drop, which is kind of a natural, nice sort of fairly natural. It's nothing too much, so that should feel good. There is a pronounced metal rocker, which obviously is going to roll you through the gate, so it's quite reminiscent to Hoka. Now, I was always a fan of Hoka's. The Hoka Speedgoat 4 in wide has been one of my favourite shoes of all time. So I'm a big fan of the rocker sort of idea, and I think the rocker with the carbon plate is supposed to help with the extra propulsion forward. Now, I do know that this shoe it has 3.5 millimeter lugs, a nice sticky outsole. But 3.5 mil lugs isn't anything aggressive, so as I do know, it's not going to be great in mud. But it was designed for more sort of those hard trails, hard buffed out trails, and I guess even road. I guess it was designed with things like UTMB in mind. So it's not going to be great for muddy conditions, but you can sort of see it's got a very tacky, sticky outsole in here. And then the upper, we've got, there's a Kevlar. This is a Kevlar material that's been woven into the upper here, obviously to give it more sort of, I guess, more support, more of a sort of help lockdown and a bit of protection. But up front here, look, this is nice. This is actually looks like quite a breathable mesh, and also more importantly, flexible. It doesn't look too restrictive. So I think there's going to be good room in the toe box. I do know that it's a sort of a booty construction fit, and I have heard it's quite tight to get your foot in. So these are all things that I'm slightly concerned about because I haven't even tried them on yet. So I'm saying this all before I've even tried them on. So this could well change. But yeah. Oh, and weight. They are for UK size 9. It is 297 grams. So it's 297 grams UK size 9. But yeah. So this is the top of the range one. This is more for the sort of speed work. For going long, but going long and fast. I'm almost too nervous to put them on. I don't want to be let down. Okay, let's see. Tongue-wise, it's as you can see inside, it's just that sort of booty construction, all elasticated here. So I guess, and there's a nice bit of cushioning in the back of the collar, heel collar here, for more comfort and I guess more of a sort of secure lockdown. I have gone for 10.5, UK size 10.5 in my size, which I always do in trail shoes and running shoes, or have done for the last 3 or 4 years. So hopefully that will be fine. But anyway, let's try them on and see how they fit. See you in a minute. Amazingly, they fit surprisingly fine. If anything, I think I might have to wear almost slightly thicker socks. So, only because of one reason. So I'll just put them on, and they weren't too snug to get in actually. They fit in quite easily, but they have this mesh up front is flexible, open. My toe is here, giving that much space. So 10.5 is actually quite a big 10.5. So they're actually quite spacious. Luckily my feet are only wide. They're not that voluminous. They're not that high. So, but the width, which has obviously always been an issue for me, the width in these are okay. I'm not feeling restricted. The overlays don't restrict. They actually come on quite cleverly. They come down underneath the widest part of the foot, this overlay here. So your bone, the widest part of the foot is within this sort of stretchy mesh material, and that feels, really comfortable. So I've got them on, and kind of ironically, the only thing that I'm sort of slightly concerned about already is it might just be a tad too big. The width is okay. So far the width feels fine. There's obviously that little bit of extra room up front, which probably is going to be needed. My big toe obviously is quite far away, but so they do size up quite big. So that might be the first word of warning, I would say. But you can immediately feel once you put them on that metal rocker just propelling you forward slightly. It is rolling forward. A different sensation to what I felt for a while, and it's going to promote that sort of more of a that sort of roll and sort of push forward. But it's comfortable. Weirdly, the rock plate actually is, the rock plate is under the insole, and then it's the foam. So when I was looking at it before I put them on, I was expecting that might be quite hard, but it's not. It's soft, it's springy, and I think it's slightly firmer in the heel and then softer up front. Putting them on, you definitely feel like you want to go quite fast. You want to go forward, run. You know, there's that rocker plate in the middle. I mean, obviously I'm just walking, so it's hard to say, but the first impressions, yeah, they feel good. The only thing I'm slightly ironically worried about is the fact that they might be too big, which is a bit weird, but a nice sensation. Not too hard, not squishy, and they definitely have that nice poppy sort of, you know, they feel good. Right, that is my first impressions, and the first impressions, luckily, are good. Proof will be in the pudding when I get out on a proper run in them. And if they feel okay tomorrow, just walking around in them, I will use them on Saturday just to see. Could be a schoolboy error, could be a bit risky, but Saturday I've got the 50k race, virtual race, and I just want a different feel under my foot. So yeah, why not? Let's see how it feels. Right, let's get home, because it is freezing and I've just gone for a quick walk outside with not much on, apart from my aptly wearing top, NORTHFACE. Okay, so actually, hang on, let me just record this. So actually now, I want a bit of just to sort of feel how, yeah, you can feel, whew, it does. But the one thing that I'm not a big fan of is kind of the all white colorway. So I'm gonna have to chuck in a bit of color. I'm gonna put a bit of maybe some bright blue or some pink on the laces, just to jazz it up, because they look a little bit too meh. Morning, so basically I've now just taken these shoes out for a nice morning walk, and they feel good. They are definitely a snugger fit. I'm not gonna lie, actually, they are tight, but they're not too tight. The fabric stretches just where it needs to, over the widest part of the foot. So far it's not causing any issues. The only issue I'm worried about is the fact that they are quite long. I went for 10.5, and maybe should have gone for 10, but that might have restricted the width up front. But anyway, that's just given a bit of extra length, so therefore I'm just slightly concerned a bit of heel slippage in the back there. A little bit loose here, but not terrible. But I've gone for got some different colour socks and different colour laces in there as well, just to sort of jazz them up a little bit. Right, it is freezing. So yeah, but luckily the good thing about it being cold actually is the ground is hard. So tomorrow the trails are going to be hopefully not muddy and slippery. They're going to be pretty hard packed. Therefore these shoes are going to be able to cope with them okay. So yes, I'll test them out tomorrow properly for a 50k run. Hopefully that's not going to be a big schoolboy error, and I have to let you know how I get on. But anyway, so far so good. A little bit snug, a little bit tight, but as I said, accommodating where it's needed. But the midsole feels good. It's nice and springy. It's got a pop in that. You can definitely feel that propulsion of the carbon fibre plate, especially when you're going up the hills. So I think these shoes, actually what they're designed for, like hills. Right, that's it. See you tomorrow.